Hey guys, welcome to the Elevate Your Soul podcast. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about compassion and why compassion is so incredibly important in our world today. So what does compassion mean? Compassion means having sympathy and empathy towards another person and whatever experience they're going through and whatever feelings they're having. You have concern for the way they're feeling and for the well-being, and you naturally want to help them and do what you can without getting in your own way to help the other person ease their pain and bring them into a happier state. So it does not mean people-pleasing, that you're going to bend over backwards and not take care of yourself and just do anything you can to help every single person around you. But it also doesn't mean that you don't relate to people and that you don't care. It's kind of finding this healthy middle ground where you can feel for the other person without entirely losing yourself, but being able to connect with that person and relate with them on a level that might get you to change your actions or behaviors or say something different that can help them through whatever they're going through. Having compassion really creates connection. It creates connection between you and anyone else you have compassion for. And the reason why compassion is so important is because connection is so important. We are human beings and we need connection. We thrive off of connection. Being connected in a society and with your group of friends is what creates love and this peace and this harmony and this joy. And what is creating this stress and this anxiety in our society is this disconnection we have with people and seeing people as different to us and being unrelated to or not being able to relate with other people. This is causing a disconnection with us and others and is essentially the root cause of addiction or hate or any sort of negativity, is when you're pushing someone away and saying, you don't understand them and this person's just so weird and you just can't get why they're doing what they're doing, and you just have absolutely no sympathy or compassion for them. That's actually, it's like a form of hate, and you're dissing that person and you're pushing them away. Whereas compassion is the opposite. Compassion is you're almost pulling that person or that thing towards you and really connecting with it and feeling for them. And when we do that, we're able to then help others and make sure that we're not harming others in a way without even noticing it. Having compassion and creating this connection makes us one. It brings in this oneness, and you're letting in people as if they're a part of you. And if we all learn to do this and have compassion for each other and realize that we're all connected, we wouldn't hurt each other, and we would no longer be disrespectful to each other, and we would no longer see each other as separate. We would all try our best to understand each other and have compassion and feel for each other, which is so incredibly important. And if you think about it, if everyone on the planet was doing this, there would be no war anymore. There would be no suffering. There would be no addiction. There would be no constant pain and this extreme feeling of loneliness and misunderstanding. There's so many of us who feel misunderstood. How many times yourself have you felt misunderstood by somebody else, or that they don't care and that they're walking all over you, or they're doing things to purposely hurt you, or even do things to hurt you that they're not even realizing they're doing, and they're doing it again and again. And if you're communicating with them and telling them what your boundaries are and they're still not realizing or, not even being affected by the fact that you're hurting, this is a pretty toxic sign that this person doesn't have compassion towards you, which is really what leads to unhealthy relationships and toxic relationships. So what you're going to want to do in a situation when someone else is hurting or going through pain or going through a tough experience, how you can be compassionate is figure out how you can relate to this person's pain. And you're going to keep trying until you find an answer. How is this person's pain similar to something I have felt before? You want to find what is common between the two of you rather than what's different. Once again, you're not wanting to create a feeling of separation and distance. To create more love and harmony, we need to do the opposite and create a feeling of connection and oneness. And the first thing you can do to learn to be more compassionate for others is to have self-compassion. Really look at the relationship that you have with yourself. Are you being compassionate with yourself? Are you being compassionate and are you having sympathy and empathy for yourself? That is the first place to start. If you don't have compassion for yourself, you can't have compassion for other people. You might not have compassion for yourself and you might be a people pleaser, which is different from being a person who has compassion. You're not people pleasing. Do not confuse these two. People pleasing is someone who kind of lowers their own desires and disregards any of their needs or wants and just goes out of their way and bends over backwards to help support and cater to every single person around them. This is a people pleaser. Having compassion is just really connecting with others and bringing them closer to you and bringing back this feeling of oneness, that we are all connected and that everything matters and everything you do will affect someone else and everything they do will affect someone else. And it's just like this ripple effect that we're all connected. At the end of the day, the harder you try to work on yourself and love yourself better, the better your relationships will be and the better you're giving the chance for other people who are in a relationship with you or who are friends with you. You're giving them a better chance to create better relationships with everyone in their life, whether that's just their co-workers and their family, and then they're having this ripple effect onto every other person they are interacting with, and so on and so forth. So coming back to compassion is just really have self-compassion and be respectful to yourself and feel for yourself as well. Another good step to having compassion for other people is really try to visualize and put yourself in their shoes. And their shoes means that they are someone else. They are not you. They don't have your name. They don't have your mom and dad as parents. This person has been brought up in a different area of the world with different people and in different schools, and has had different experiences and different circumstances and different amounts of pain and different types of pain, but it's really finding this connection that you have with them. So anything you can find that is similar, you just need to find that similarity that you have with this person and with the pain that they're feeling. And so learning to put yourself entirely in someone else's shoes is a really, really, really great skill for learning how to be a compassionate person and learning to connect with others and feel for others without entirely losing yourself. When you learn to be a compassionate person, you then become a better lover and a better friend, and overall a person on earth who is here to help create connection and oneness and peace and harmony. And you're someone who is here to end war and end suffering, and you're not feeding anything else into this space of hate and separation and war. You're just feeding energy into this space of connection and love and harmony. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. If you want to connect with me, please do so and send me a message. And if you know of anyone who could benefit from this podcast and listening to what I had to say on this podcast and learning a bit more about compassion, please share and send this podcast to them. I hope you have had an amazing day so far, and if your day isn't over, I hope you have an amazing day to look forward to. Hope to hear from you guys soon and see you on the next episode. Bye.